Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, it's Orly.
Hi, Orly. It's Jay Levine. Nice to meet you, or nice to see you, or hear you.
Nice to meet you, see you, hear you. It's all the same. Good morning. It's only the two of us.
Not yet. I'm still getting ready.
It's only the two of us. I could say hi now and not get pushed down.
So, Orly, you're from? I see 954. You from Florida?
Yes.
So it's nice and warm where you are compared to where I am.
Well,
43 degrees here in New Jersey.
Well, normally it's pretty warm, but actually for New Jersey, I'm sure it's warmer, but it's pretty cold here. You have to wear pants, sweater. It's chilly.
Yep. Well, listen, I would. When it's really hot, we complain about the heat, and then when it's really cold, we complain about the cold. I don't know if we're ever happy, over here in Jersey.
No, I'm so thankful. You have no idea because I'm from Canada. I just moved from Toronto, so I know what you're talking about.
Oh, my wife was born and raised in Canada.
Woohoo!
Montreal.
All right. Oh, that's where I'm from.
Yes, Saint-Constant.
Saint-Constant, très bien.
So it's funny because my wife is Polish. The whole family was born in Poland, and she was the only one born in Canada. And
right.
So when we go visit her family in Canada, it's like I'm in a weird part of the world. So I'm in French Canada with all Polish people. So like I go outside and everyone's speaking French Canadian. And I go
That's
into
hilarious.
Polish, so I literally can't talk to anybody when we go to Canada.
You poor thing. I feel for you. I feel for you.
So how do you know? How do you know this group?
I went to UPW in Miami, and it flourished since. And of course, everybody keeps telling me to connect with Sean and his inner circle. I'm myself personally, I'm visually impaired.
Gotcha.
And 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 I'm coming in January, so I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm doing my very best to get there. I'm a volunteer in town. I volunteer a lot of my time to the kids. I coach basketball. I coach soccer, two soccers actually.
Wow.
I'm on the Board of Education. I'm on the zoning board. I'm on the Little League board. So I'm all over the place.
That sounds like a very. Oh, really? You have time? You actually have time to work?
We try to fit it. Me and my wife, we try to fit it in there every once in a while. I tell you, if I could coach a sports team, a children's sports team, I don't need to be paid. As long as I could just live, I would do that for a living for sure.
That definitely sounds very fulfilling. It would be really, really beautiful to do that with the kids. I actually, before I moved from Canada, I volunteered, very different, but I volunteered in a children's hospice. So I did palliative care. And it was incredible. You have no idea. Some people are a little apprehensive, but I'm telling you, it was. And I will find the same thing here in the United States, but it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful to work with the kids and families.
Listen, when they talk about a superpower, that certainly is a superpower because it takes a strong person to be able to do that for sure.
Yeah,
so I guess it does. For that.
I guess I don't think of it that way, but I suppose you're right. No, I loved it. It came from the heart, comes from the soul.
Yeah, which is the most important thing. It looks like we're getting people on here.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, my dogs are barking. I'm going on mute.
Good morning.
Good morning. Anybody else out there? Good morning.
I'm here, but I got my 2-year-old in the background, and she's starting to get whiny and cranky.
Aww.
So everybody wants to hear it.
I remember those days. My youngest is 20, so it's been a while.
Well, Yes, I hear. Sorry about that.
She's got the power of the mic right now.
She really does.
That's great.
Good morning, beautiful people. It's Kelly.
Good morning, Kelly. It's Orly.
Hey there.
It's Orly in the house.
All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm about 5 minutes away from walking in the convention center so we can continue getting ready for everybody tomorrow.
Fantastic. Oh, you're going to, are you in Palm Beach?
I live in Palm Beach, yes. But yeah, I'm crewing the event, so we've been
here. Exciting. I live in Hollywood. It's probably something I'll do next year. I'm in school now. I couldn't make it there, but have a blast.
So hang on, I'm going to strategically interject. You said the word probably.
Oh, no. Yes, you're right. I will be there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Wait, so who is this that's crewing?
It's Kelly.
Kelly, you're going to be crewing there? That's amazing. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, this is my 9th date with Destiny.
Wow.
I haven't done one yet.
Well, then Kelly, I'll be there at your 10th one.
A participant for number 10. So I was a participant in 2011, and I've been crewing ever since. So it's time for me to be an attendee again.
All right.
That's awesome.
Good.
Did you ever do the one in Australia, or you only do the ones in Florida? Did you ever do the one in Australia?
No, I have not gone to Australia. That event. But that's a tough one because it's 2 days to get there. It's 10 days to stay. And then, of course, I would want to stay. Oh, my God, it's Australia.
I know. I was looking at
one more child to get through medical school, and then finances will be a little more in my favor.
I was thinking
that's a great goal.
It's actually right after a Jewish holiday. I was looking at leadership because I thought that was something as a plat that I should be doing beforehand, but then they told me that I shouldn't be doing it if it's my first one. It should only be
What's going on right now? It started.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching people. I've been on the groups watching people going through leadership.
Yeah, you're better off waiting to do leadership until after you've done a date with Destiny.
Yeah, you got to do date with Destiny. Leadership, yeah, you got to do date with Destiny first as an attendee. You have to experience it. It makes UPW look like kindergarten class. So just for all of y'all who
I can't even imagine.
Oh, that's hilarious.
My wife Tia is actually going for the first
I know.
time.
I can't wait to see her.
I know.
I'll see her today
I'm so
at some
excited
point.
for her. And probably tonight.
Hi, Craig.
We're going to be partying up.
Yes, we have a plat party tonight.
It's amazing.
Hey, Kelly. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, I love you, girlfriend.
That was very brave.
Whew. Yeah, I'm glad I took some quiet time over at the Hilton after we got done yesterday at the convention center, and I was like, all right, here we go.
It's not so bad once you bare your soul. Then what else do you have to share? You know, no one else can judge you.
Well, that was like the third video. So.
Okay, I did six.
Good morning,
everybody.
Armstrong.
Did everybody watch the webinar last night?
Yes.
Yeah, I was on for the first hour and a half.
Yeah,
I don't know how much longer it went after. It really. Thank you so much, Sean and Fernando, Jared, Adam. It was really amazing.
And then did you guys happen to see the Facebook Live at like 4 p.m.?
Oh, I wish. I couldn't really hear it because we were right smack in the middle of doing a task at the convention center, but I'm sure it was amazing.
If you guys can go back and watch it, John is hilarious.
What was that about? What happened there, Delta?
It was a Facebook Live with Jay Abraham.
That's awesome.
Hi, Joan.
Hi, how you doing, Darcy?
Good. What time is it in Hawaii?
3:30 in the morning.
You are dedicated.
Ooh.
You win the award.
You are a rock star.
That's my plat mastermind is on Wednesday mornings. It's 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it takes a bit.
You go back to bed after this?
No, I stay up. I've got some meetings on the phone, and then I head into work. But, you know, it's funny because in the Tony world, they always say, "Well, just wake up a little bit earlier and spend 15 minutes." Like, how much earlier do we need to wake up? Time to do your breathing and meditation and workout.
3:30 early.
Kelly, I think your phone is doing some feedback.
I was in the wrong meeting. I was in the wrong meeting.
What meeting did you finally get to?
I finally got to you. I guess I was in last night's meeting. I don't know.
Can everybody mute if you're not talking?
Yeah, Kelly, I think it's you got some feedback on your phone.
Is Kelly online? Is Kelly here?
Yes, Mike, I'm here.
Thank you for sharing your video. It was wonderful, Kelly. Thank you so much.
Kelly, I feel like I missed something. You said something that people seem to be going crazy over. What did you do over there?
You made a wonderful video.
I put a video up on the Facebook group last night.
I put one, but no one could see me.
Why is that?
I didn't do the video right. This is Orly.
Hey, Orly. I thought I was seeing you, even though I'm blind. But anyway.
Well, so am I, but I didn't press the right button.
Oh. So I'm going to try to do another video today, and I don't know if I'm going to have the camera right. So if I'm out of focus,
I mean, if you want, you can hear mine. You could hear mine. It's on the Facebook group, but you won't be able to see me.
Are you coming in January?
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Hey,
Hell
guys.
yes.
Good morning. Awesome.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning,
hey,
Sean.
Yeah. Hey, happy Y Wednesday. And yeah, thank you for all the energy, the feedback, the comments. Thank you for everything that's happening. And yeah, it's Y Wednesday, and here we are. And a couple of things that I want to put out there. Number one, I'm excited to keep our calls to 20 minutes. And my desire, our desire to give massive value and connection, I think has bled into, the calls getting a little bit longer and a little bit longer. And I think they need to really stick in the 15 to 20 minute range just to serve everybody's time, energy, and for some it works, better. The longer the better. I think for others it may not. And that's not any feedback I've gotten, but that's just an energetic feeling I'm getting, that to be 15 to 20, like here we are, get ready, ground ourselves, go. Second, and this is really something I want to repeat, and I've been doing some work on myself. I've been doing some work in the world, and something that comes up for me is I have a deep, deep desire to love and care for people and to caretake. So this is like what we do here, like ripping it wide open. And somehow, in messaging and partnerships, working relationships I've had for so long, like a key piece of what I share somehow gets deleted and not heard, and take responsibility for that. So I'm looking to create an even more massive shift in support of you and your world and your growth And here it is. We're going to lead with this like continuously. The outcome of this unblinded movement, the outcome of these calls, the outcome of everything we're talking about is for you to fly and be you at a level greater than ever before, if that's what you're seeking. It's for you to build your ecosystem, for you to build your power, your strength, for you to have more money and less time with more magic for you. And I am immensely grateful for all of the energy and everything, and building the collective here, I do believe serves that. But first and foremost, this is about you. It is not about me. It is not about Jared or Adam or Fernando or Rob or Darcy or Kelly or anybody here. It is not about Unblinded. It is first and foremost about you. It's about your life, your happiness, your joy, your freedom, your values, your dreams, your breakthroughs, first and foremost. And then it's about the ecosystem, the community, and the people that you're going to, personally connect with, how you're going to feed and serve the community overall. And so I am immensely grateful for everything that's happening. And at the same time, I want to continue to focus on your voice, your speaking engagements, your videos, your ecosystem mergers. And yes, we could partner on using this content, and we can partner on speaking engagements. We can do immensely incredible things like together. But on this Why Wednesday, I want to drop in and root us, because it's a day of like, you're like, whoa, so much happening. Like the Jay Abraham thing was like this, and there's so many comments, so much energy. And yes, so I'm putting a flag in the ground for you that this is not about me. Like, it's not about me, right? It's about you. And I'm super grateful for that. I'm super grateful, and I appreciate the energy. Like, the greatest thing that can happen here is that we are celebrating your wins. So thank you for celebrating our collective Unblinded movement wins. Thank you for celebrating the win of your attention, your energy, your sharing, which is, I think, pivotal for you as well as for the movement overall, which you're a part of, right? For all of that. But it is about you, your voice, the creation of your unique identity, the creation of your acceleration and your skills, your ecosystem mergers, which serves this community immensely. Your success equals gift to Unblinded. Like, your wins equal gift to Unblinded. So yeah, like, that's present. And so does anybody want to jump in with a question, a comment, a thought about that? And then we can jump into some nice things and beautiful, incredible things that happened yesterday. But yeah, what's present for you? Anybody have a win they want to share, or something that what I just said brings up for you?
Sean, it's Craig. How you guys doing today?
Hey, Craig, what's up, brother?
Not much. I'm getting ready. Oh, my daughter's getting a little loud. Let me move out of the way. I wanted to say that last night, something really, really brought to my attention the necessity to be not just comfortable, but ready to share my heroic unique identity, who I really am, in an open, strong way to anybody I interact with. And that doesn't necessarily come across with telling my story in full, but just being present as who I am, who I know I am, who I know I can be, and what I know I can give to others. And that was always something that I shied away from for so long, that now it was like a fight I was giving to myself. I was having with myself. And after hearing you share the way that you did, and Adam, there was something that clicked that made me understand that, to a point where I was actually able, it took me a little bit more than 30 seconds, like you gave, but I was more able to stand there and convey it to a mirror in a way that I know that it was congruent in full with who I actually am. And that was something that I'm really grateful for.
Well, your gratitude is heard and received, and you stepping into your power is heard, received, and encouraged. And remember, everybody who's new out there, like, so what am I talking about? Like, just talking about ourselves. Like, for some that are not familiar with the formula, there's a sequencing. And so the step one is the building of emotional rapport, where you're listening deeply, asking open-ended questions, and you're acknowledging, like, your skill development around acknowledgement is pivotal. Then second, you're really exploring what people's yes strategies are with integrity, where their pain is, and helping, like, orient people appropriately to their pain. So, like, the question for the entire group is, like, what, if we're rapport building, it's like, hey, where are you? Where have you been? Where are you? Where are you going? This is emotional rapport building. And where you're going means, like, what are your dreams? Like, what are your aspirations? Where is all this going? What do you want from Unblinded? What do you want from the formula? Like, what do you want? What are your dreams? And, hey, what's working for you? Like, what's working right now for you? Like, what are your challenges? Like, what are the challenges that for you? Is it your fear? Is it your skills? Jared did such a beautiful job of orienting some of those questions last night for those that weren't there, for those that were there. Is it you're trying to comprehend, like, the difference between an ecosystem merger and just sort of a networking transactional dynamic? Like, what is it that's the next access point for your next enormous breakthrough? Like, what are you struggling with in that space? What are you challenged by? And then, like, the second step, and this is how we communicate then, and people shared openly, and you're hearing the energetic reactions and asking deeper questions into it. And then we get to the second step. In that second step, you're orienting people to, like, does that really matter? So that dream you're talking about of building this, or doubling your income, or quadrupling your income, or having a certain amount of money put away, or having a beach house, or a third home, or a second home, or first home. What is it that's resonating, like that powerful dream? And then why? It's Why Wednesday. Why do you want it? But then orienting you to your pain, and you can do the same, give the same gift to others, is like, and what happens if it doesn't happen? Like, how would that feel? Like, how would it feel 10 years from now? How would it feel on your last day on earth, for the blessing and privilege of knowing it's your last day on earth, and you know it, and you're laying there, you're reflecting on your life. And if you don't make these breakthroughs happen, and you look at your life, like, how is that going to feel? I'm not saying it should feel anyway, but how are you going to feel if you're controlled by this limitation, this fear, this thing, whatever it is? How is that going to feel for you? And that's, like, a quick overview. I mean, we're, like, at the most, like, surface level of emotional rapport building in step one. And at step two, this is, again, in the influence mastery section. There are 4 steps, 10 indispensable elements of 4 energies. We're in the 4 steps, and we've just, like, touched on steps 1 and 2. And then, as Craig was sharing, we get to step 3. The transition sounds like, after we've gotten there, say, hey, would it be okay if I shared a little bit about myself? And you've already deeply listened at step 1. You've brought people into their greatness at step 1. You've taken people to their aspirational dreams. They've shared their pain. And you've put people into, like, what it will look like over time if they're not dealing with their pain and making these breakthroughs, and what their strategy for saying yes to something is. Like, you've done that at step 1 and 2. It's been all about them. And then a reciprocity shows up, where people are ready. They're grateful for what you've given, the acknowledgments, the validation, level 5 listening. That's what's occurred at steps 1 and 2. In integrity, because you love people and you're fully present, and you're not doing it because it's transactional, like you're in love. Unconditionally, you're present. You've given them the gift of listening, of acknowledgement, of validation, of your energetic transference to them, your empathy, your excitement, your kindness, your presence. So reciprocally, in that transition of step 3, people are ready to hear who you are. And that's when Adam tells his story, or Craig, you tell your story, or Darcy, you tell your story. Like, people are ready to hear it. They're excited to reciprocally give you the same gifts of listening, of allowing you to step into your greatness, of having space for you because you've given space for them. And that's why it works. And you go like, oh, this is like manipulative, right? Wrong. It's genuine because you've loved them. They love you. It doesn't work perfectly every single time. People don't necessarily have the space, but it works like 99% of the time if it's done authentically and the 10 indispensable elements remain. So quick check-in. That was a quick content check-in moment for where are you in that process? Like, do you know the steps? Do you know the 10 indispensable elements? Tiffany, I'm going to ask you to post the speaking engagement I did on Chris Crone's stage for people who are ready to, dive in a little bit more. It's about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours of content, but it's going to give you an overview of the Hello to Yes integrity-based human influence formula. It's not in depth, but it's much deeper than what we just did. It's deeper than what you can hear in a half an hour, 45 minutes, because a couple of hours really focused on it. And it'll give you the 4 steps. It'll give you the 10 indispensable elements in an introductory, but pretty complete way. So you at least have a handle on them for the 2 hours, if that's something that you're ready for and something that you're playing with and accelerating, experimenting. For those that are brand new, you're like, what are we talking about? We're talking about the most powerful technology in gaining access to the only, to me, or the most attainable superpower, the most important superpower, which is the ability to go from hello to yes with people with integrity. And each day, we do different things here to touch and start the day, to gain inspiration. But today, we touched on briefly the first 3 indispensable elements, briefly, of the integrity-based human influence model, the first 3 steps, I should say, not indispensable, first 3 steps. And again, when you're in unique identity and Craig is telling his story or you're telling your story, it's about a story that reflects those highest vibrational, greatest parts of you, who you are. And the negative, cynical, components just go, well, I'm not that. I'm also selfish and mean and I'm angry and I'm resentful. And I don't think you are those things. I think those are cries for help. Those are not who you genuinely are in your soul, right? I've expressed those behaviors. You've expressed those behaviors. And we're in pain. We express those behaviors, but that's not who we are. It's not agreeable. Yes, it is. I did that. It is me. Well, you can hold that. Does that belief serve you? Like any belief we have, I ask the question of, you can do whatever you want. Does it serve you? So, does it serve you and other people you love and care about? And my hallucination is that it wouldn't. And yeah, we want to be responsible for our behavior. We want to always be better today than we were yesterday. It's a fun approach, loving ourselves the whole way through, but realizing that our greatest self is heroic. The space of our heart, our soul is heroic. You have that. We have that, right? We have that. And when you're in that space and you're sharing that with other people after you've supported them in sharing their greatest self, that's the space of true relationship development, hello to yes, ecosystem mergers and acceleration. So thank you for that piece. And I challenge you today, I offer you today to take, again, the Sales Mastery Quiz, because it touches on the entire formula in certain ways. It gives new access. If you've taken it twice, take it a 3rd time. Not for me, for you. I don't know if you did or not. It's a beautiful tool for orienting us to our acceleration, because what we're out to do today is to merge ecosystems, to generate more quality sales meetings for you, right? Higher quantity of them, and to move ourselves forward and accelerate our money, time, freedom, and magic, to learn the formula more, to play with it, to advance with it, right? To give you that access, because this is about you. It's your call. This is your ecosystem. January 10, 11, and 12 is your event. That's what's up. So with that said, I want to acknowledge everybody that's making this possible, which is all of you on the call, all the folks in the Unblinded Movement Facebook group. I also want to acknowledge Jared Yellen and Adam Gugino for doing such an unbelievable job last night. Were those guys not amazing? The comments were incredible. The energy was ridiculous. I also joked a bunch with Jared a little bit during the call and afterwards. I'm like, that reverb, it was like the voice from like Mount Olympus. Like it was like holy Zeus energy coming from his energy, his voice, everything was happening. I was so proud of him, excited. Adam, beautiful story sharing, Fernando, thank you for being, present and for being you. I was also acknowledging Rob Gill as the first dancer heavily because of everything he's done, and so many other remarkable and amazing folks. So with that said, I'll get time for a question. I'm going to kick it to Adam Jared for any final wrap up. But does anybody have we have time for one quick question? A question, a comment, a thought, a win. Anybody want to share?
Hey, Sean. This is Joey Rapine. How you doing, man? This is Joey Rapine.
How you, brother? Hey, Joey,
brother,
what's up, brother?
Man? Nothing much, man. I meant to post in the Q&A, but I ended up putting my question in the chat last night, so lesson learned. But it's just an idea. Is how does one narrow down the list of them wanting to change the world and help every person they come across into a more manageable, concise mission? Because that's something I've been struggling with, from fixing the world's problems to just getting traction on one thing. And I don't know if it's an internal thing that I just haven't identified with myself yet, or
sure. Joey, what do you, just real quick, what do you do?
I'm a medical device owner and operator.
Cool, awesome. And so probably longer conversation, but what I would say is, in the most basic reflexive response, is your why has to be something you get super clear on. And it's about making progress in support of that why. Like, I love everybody, and a lot of people want to talk to me right now, and I want to talk to everyone, right? And honestly, one of my great role models, and two of my great models for impact, are Bruce Springsteen and Tony Robbins. These are people that I not only listen to their words, I watch their actions, and I've had the privilege of encountering both of them in different ways. I've been to Tony Robbins' home. I've been, around Bruce Springsteen in certain ways. I wouldn't be bold enough to call either of them a friend, because they're like, friend means something different, but certainly I have experienced them much more closely than most people would, right, and have. And so what I would share is, like, modeling them. I could feel their love for people. I could feel the desire to connect and touch everyone, but they can't. Like, they can't individually communicate and speak with everyone. It's just impossible and ridiculous. Even Tony and his platinum partnership, and even with Lions, as they've been in his house, I've watched him with 40 people only, and he's such a beautiful soul. He wants to touch and connect with everyone. But the key, Joey, is that you're touching people, in the people that you can co-create with and accelerate the most. Like, that's the space you have to be in, because from that space, you create more growth, more acceleration, and then that growth and acceleration, your teaching, your impact, your voice can then help the other people. And I literally have been studying this space intensely for 4 years. The distinction of boundaries, the distinction of caretaking, and in an upcoming hour-and-a-half session, we'll talk more about this. But to remember that you're not responsible for other people. You can love people, want to support people, but you want to love and support people, very candidly, bring them here. Like, bring them here. And like, no, I just want to talk to you. Okay, I don't have time for that. Like, or do your own call, right? But do something that's going to support people with leverage and mass. And that's what Bruce Springsteen has done. He's impacted my life massively, and we've never had a personal one-on-one conversation. I'm immensely grateful. So you can create leverage through your work, through your gifts, through bringing people here, and not having to talk to each person individually, because in fact, you might be caretaking and stunting their growth more than even giving to them. I don't know, is that at least the beginning of a supportive answer?
Yeah, it definitely is, Sean. Obviously, it's getting more concise with the why, because I think the global, broad brushstroke, I want to help the world or type of thing isn't concise enough to give me like a real focus, because, I'm obviously super mission driven, like many of us, all of us in this group. And, I've been struggling to find the thing that really lights me up. Like, overall, I want to help everybody. There's no doubt in my mind, but I've been struggling to grab that, or at least have that target of where I want to drive through a brick wall to get to it. And, because I have a huge heart. I want to really help everybody. And, if it's just frustrating that I can't.
Well, no, don't be like frustration is well, that's a longer conversation for a different day. We'll talk about that. Being in a beautiful state is the greatest place to be. And you're here, you're learning content. Sharing this content is a massive gift that you can give to people. It's 20 years of content development. It's something you can learn, you can give, you can share, right? You can develop your own content, right? There's all kinds of things that can happen. But grounding people in something, like that's what the structure is for, it creates an immense amount of leverage. So I'll hold it there for now, Joey. Look for the, Tiffany, let's make sure we get within the next 2 weeks, our caretaking and boundary conversation, which is a great area of challenge for me. It's probably my greatest area of challenge. So you'll hear me be at my most vulnerable, my most open to my growth opportunities, things I struggle with in that space, because it is my greatest area of challenge. So thank you. Quickly, Adam, Jared, anything to share as we draw to a close?
Yes, I have one final thought. This is Adam.
Yes, sir.
And, a lot of questions came around your heroic, unique identity. And I just want to say, the great part about everything we're doing is every decision you make moving forward is going to create your next chapter. So, even if you haven't accomplished or done all the things you would like to at this point, obviously nobody has. Just know that that's what we're all here for. And we're creating beautiful things. And my heroic, unique identity did not end when I left Momentum Solar. For me, it is just beginning. So keep that in mind.
Amen, brother. You're amazing. Jared, anything you want to share?
Yes. All right. Remember, it's December to remember, everybody, right? This is your event. Your event is slightly over 1 month away. So we're having a daily challenge today. So the daily challenge today is get one person to register for the immersion. When they register, and this will be posted in the Facebook group shortly, when they register, they'll put your name in who recommended you to Unblinded. At the end of today, we're going to take all those people, and one person is going to win a prize, which is a course called Ignite. Ignite is the most popular marketing course I've ever created. There's over 10,000 people that have gone through it. It's $297 a person. You're going to get it for free. And there's 4 modules in Ignite. The first module is called Ignite Your Brand, and it has nothing to do with your logo or your colors or your fonts. It has to do with the DNA of your brand, stuff that actually matters. The second module talks about how do you ignite your list. This means how do you build and expand your ecosystem partners. There's real meaningful strategies to it. The third module is how do you ignite your plan. This is how you build a 12-month marketing plan for your business. And then the fourth module is how do you ignite your tribe, which is when people already believe in you, how do you get them to go out there and co-create with you, and to share with you, like what we're doing here with the movement. This is the daily challenge. It's posted in the Facebook group shortly, so you can see all the details. Think of your one person that must be at, and I emphasize, your event. January 10th, 11th, 12th is your event, because that person will then sit with you. They'll eat with you. They'll debrief with you. They'll go back to the hotel with you at night. They'll stay up all night with you. You'll come back early in the morning. You'll go through the whole process again. And on Sunday, you'll go back home and you'll have somebody that's speaking the same language as you. So you can continue to co-create. But today's the first daily challenge. We posted in the Facebook group within the next 30 minutes. Get ready for it. Think of your one person. Let's get them to the immersion with you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. And yes, the power of one is led to massive acceleration here. It's been something extraordinary for so many people. Let's keep that going. Final, Fernando, for anybody who's going to be in Palm Beach, what's happening tonight and where? I know you mentioned it probably right before I got on, but where is it tonight? And if anybody wants to meet up and connect.
Yeah, so we're going to be having an amazing time, and this phone call was absolutely incredible. Love the access, and Craig and everyone who shared on Unique Identity. Truly a blessing and something to take insanely seriously. So tonight, if you're going to be with us in West Palm, can't wait. We have a place, we have a house. We'd love to like hang out in yoga mats and create a new life through Date with Destiny together as Unblinded. And tonight from 6 to 11, if you go to Platt Party, P-L-A-T party.com, that's Platt, P-L-A-T party.com. You can come join us. It's a few minutes from the convention center. We're going to be hanging out, about 150 of us. It'd be cool to come together as Unblinded and be there and share and create memories.
Awesome. All right. Listen, it's Why Wednesday. be in the formula, connect to your why, and empower and encourage other people to connect to theirs and watch the magic happen of your connection grow. Couldn't be more grateful. Thanks so much. If you haven't caught the Jay Abraham thing, please do, as well as the call from last night with Jared and Adam. Incredible. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Thanks.
Have a good day, y'all.
All right, I'm here at the
everybody.
Convention Center. I'll see you all tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Whoever's coming down.
See you tonight.
Yay. See you later. Have a great day, everyone.